Hey guys, we're going to go over the answers for the Getting to Know Mr. Sturgill activity. Now remember, I'm not deducting points. If you got a question wrong, I'm not going to deduct points even if you put a silly answer down. It was just kind of an activity that I wanted to do to see your first impressions. So we'll get right to it. So the first question said, where do you think Mr. Sturgill grew up? I actually grew up in Ashland, Kentucky, still live there today. So I'm not from too far away. All right, the second question says, what college do you think Mr. Sturgill attended? Well, from my shirt, maybe you'll be able to infer that I did graduate from Morehead State University. I got both my bachelor's and my master's degree from Morehead State. All right, third question, how many siblings do you think Mr. Sturgill has? I have one older sister. She currently lives in Columbus, Ohio, and she was a high school English teacher, but this year she's actually doing middle school English. All right. Fourth question, how old is Mr. Sturgill? I am currently 39 years old. I'll turn 40 this coming December. Fifth question, how long has Mr. Sturgill been married? I've been married for 18 years, just celebrated that anniversary a couple months ago. Question 6, how many kids does Mr. Sturgill have? I have 2 daughters. My oldest daughter is Catherine, and my youngest daughter is Ella. Question 7, what is Mr. Sturgill's favorite genre of music? This question wasn't working. I accidentally put the wrong type of question in, so you couldn't even put an answer down. I enjoy a lot of different types of music. On my phone, I probably have a lot of 70s rock and 80s hairband rock. Also have a lot of 90s alternative and grunge. That's just the kind of stuff that I grew up with. As far as current music, I probably have my radio in my car set to K-Love, so I do enjoy a lot of Christian music. Alright, what was the last book that I read for fun? The last book that I read for fun was called Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. He's my favorite author. Alright, the next question kind of reflects back on the last question. It says, what is my favorite hobby? And my favorite hobby is reading. I love to read. Alright. Question 11. What sports do I play for fun? Well, I am the tennis coach, so I do love to play tennis. I also like to play golf any chance that I get. But if you had me last year, or if you know me, I love to swim. Typically before school starts even, I'll usually go swim at the YMCA almost every day before I come to school. Question 12. What sports did I play when I was in high school? I played a lot of sports when I was in high school. I was on the high school swim team, I was on the high school track team, the high school cross country team. I did also play tennis, and there was a fifth one. I also played soccer in the fall. Alright, question 13. What's my favorite comic book? Honestly, I grew up reading like Fantastic Four. And alright, next question is, what kind of vehicle do I drive? Sadly, I drive a minivan, guys, so I'm one of those guys that drives a mom van. What is my favorite cartoon? Well, when I was a kid, I always loved watching Masters of the Universe. Now, I've gotten into watching cartoons or anime even with my oldest daughter, and our favorite show to watch together is My Hero Academia. Next question is, what is my favorite food? Favorite food currently is probably just fried chicken. Love a classic. Next question, what is my favorite book? My favorite book is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. It's a great book. The movie's decent that they made, but it's not as good as the book. So if you enjoyed the movie, I would definitely suggest reading the book. It's a book that I read every single year. I think I've read it now consecutively for like 25 years straight. It's just one of those things, every year I have to go back and reread it. All right, what is my favorite restaurant? I love going and eating at Chili's. So Chili's is definitely my favorite restaurant. Sadly, the closest one that we have is all the way up by the Huntington Mall. So I don't get to have it as often as I like, but sometimes it's worth the drive just going up there. What is my favorite number? Favorite number is 12. I don't know if it's superstitious or what, but I was born on December 12th, so 12/12. Even when I played sports, I always tried to get the number 12. So I guess for that reason, that sticks out to me. So I guess 12's always going to be my favorite number. Alright, what is my favorite movie? Favorite movie of all time has to be Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. When we eventually make it back to class, you'll see that my room is almost all decorated in Star Wars stuff. So this is definitely my favorite movie of all time. And the last question is, what is my least favorite thing? My least favorite thing is definitely losing. I am super competitive. So whether it's something small or even something large, I hate to lose, and I make sure that I always go all out. So that's the one thing that I can't stand is to lose.